It's funny the power that photos have, the emotions they can evoke. I was going through my storage files the other day and I found these two very different photos taken about a year apart. The first one is of me and Anna Renault, my dear friend, sadly no longer with us. She was the very reason that I ended up going to America in the first place. I was her illustrator. I probably should bring you up to speed as to the story that led up to that. I now lived in Scotland. Huddersfield was a forgotten memory, and I worked not as an artist, but as a full-time youth worker. I was encouraged to take every single opportunity, pulled from left to right and centre and back, and I took them all. But something wasn't clicking, something wasn't going right. And art would be the very thing that I would use to engage the masses. See, politics and religion won't find you peace, won't get you all of the community together, but the arts will. The theatre, the music, the painting. Before I knew it, we had one of the largest youth groups in South Asia. And what a sight it was. How amazing, how exciting. Success began to find me in many, many different ways. But I want you to remember all the way throughout this episode, for every peak, there is a valley. For every high, there is a low. Success found me, but a health crisis forced me to leave university. My flatmate had moved out, leaving me up the creek without a paddle. Had I been braver, I might have realised that this would have been the best thing for me. A flat down by the beach, yet my health scares left me vulnerable. A friend of mine, my best friend, offered me an opportunity to go and stay with him. And despite a divine warning from heaven above not to do it, I did. Still, my business grew, the youth group grew, everything was good and expanding. And before I knew it, my artistic talents caught the eye of one very special lady. I'd been marketing all over Facebook. Back before the time of Instagram and TikTok, and was a wonderful thing called Facebook. And I'd been marketing my artwork across the country, across the world. And it had caught the eye of a group of ladies from Bowie, Maryland, USA. They'd seen my artwork and my business efforts, and they requested that I illustrate for them. I wasn't very good at the time, there was no denying that. But they still took me on and gave me an opportunity. They gave me a chance. And one lady in particular, Anna Renault, an older lady, a cancer warrior, took a special interest in my work and in my journey. She actually offered her home, time and provision to bring me to the United States of America. Oh, how incredible is that? Before arriving at her home, I made several stops across the country to go and visit friends, to go and do business, to go and do some amazing stuff for myself. Nebraska, Colorado, Dallas, Chicago, before finally landing in Maryland. Anna welcomed me with open arms, believing in my talent and my mission in a way that few had before. Things were going great. But remember when I said to you, every peak has a valley. Every high has a low. It was the day we were in Washington. I'd been preaching at a Lutheran church in Silverstone. It had been such a glorious day. The heat was unbearable, but the company, the travel, the food was wonderful. I opened up my laptop to find a message from my housemate. The message basically read, I'm evoking my power as a landlord, and I want you out of my property. No reason, just that. This is my best friend that we're talking about here. This is the very person that had took me in. The very person that I had said to 3 weeks before I left for America, I've had a dream. And the dream is that you're either going to ask me to leave or I'm going to ask you to leave. And he said straight to my face, no, that'll never, ever, ever happen. I should have listened. I should have listened. Anna Renault actually offered me a place to stay. I could stay in America if I'd chosen to. But remember that whole thing about listening? Yeah, I took the counsel of the church, of the elders, of the wisdom of the fellowship that I had there. And basically, they said, you need to come back to Scotland. You need to fulfill your responsibilities. In inverted commas. They would have found another youth worker. But trying to do the right thing, I came back to Scotland. I finished out my tour, and my former flatmate had at least relocated my belongings and even found me a new place to live. I had a choice. A nice room and a nice house sharing with 2 professional Christian ladies. Or a lesser known place in the centre of Ayr, near the train station. This was my second mistake. Knowing the church wouldn't approve of me staying with 2 women, I chose the room lesser known. Keep in mind, I was still in America at the time when I found all of this out, with no way to view the property myself. When I eventually did return to Scotland, all of my belongings were gone. It appeared as if a plague of locusts had erased all memory of me. And seeing the flat that I would be going to nearly killed me. A large Victorian-style flat, high ceilings, beautiful surroundings. Sounds luxurious, doesn't it? Always look into the details, because what actually awaited me was one of the worst locations imaginable. A randy couple in the room across from me. A young lad, wild and free in every single way possible, in the room next to me. And that was just the beginning. There were drug dealers, users and prostitutes in the rooms beneath me. The building was raided by the police on a weekly basis. Noise, parties, fightings, killings in the street. This was not my idea of tranquility. How did I survive, I hear you ask? I nearly didn't. Had my bedroom window not been stuck shut, I probably wouldn't be sharing this with you today. It was a desperate place. It changed me. Because I suddenly realized not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. No one wanted to know, no one wanted to help. I was alone. But not quite. All was not as bleak as what it seems. And a young lady would come into my life who would change absolutely everything, who would give me my confidence back, whose strength would save me. God showed me I would get out of this. I would survive. I would live to tell the tale. And it would change my entire perspective for good. And that's where we'll resume next time. Folks, I want to thank you so much for watching this episode of Art from the Heart. Really hope you've enjoyed it. If you do have questions, drop them in the comment section below. And while you're doing that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss an episode of this great show. Share it with your friends if you will, because we really want to see your Art from the Heart grow in an amazing, amazing way. And plus, it could be the very thing your friends need to hear in the hour of their own struggle. Until next time, my friends, take care, God bless, and we'll see you in the next episode.